The first use case you think about blockchain is payments, right? So that's the first thing you want to do is show that you can secure a payment mechanism just like Visa, MasterCard, but much more secure without middlemen, take away the fees, offers economies of scale. So the more people use it, the cheaper it gets. The way we view the future of value in the long term, 3 to 5 to 10 years, we view layer 1 blockchains will essentially become like the new republics. These will be the new mechanisms where all the value is going to proliferate to. In the future, there'll be the layer 1 blockchain, there will be the mining market, there'll be the dApps, and there'll be tokens. So the lower you get in the stack, the lower risk you have, but the lower rewards. The highest risk reward will be on the layer 1 blockchain, because that's where all the value will flow up. But it's highest value, highest risk. We view layer 1 blockchains, which is Bitcoin, Cisco, and Ethereum, as court systems. They need to be combative to the external forces that we don't control, even in the software world. In the real world, like inflation, hyperinflation, wars, these systems need to be secure from that. And this is why we view Bitcoin as the gold standard for security and decentralization. What else does the world need? What else does the world cherish when you have something like Bitcoin? How can we extend that to something else where we can take advantage to build real world utility? This is where Ethereum comes in. For me, Ethereum is a gold standard for flexibility or general computation. We're trying to stick to the gold standards we know the world's going to cherish and develop on, and we put those two concepts together. And this is what Syscoin is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. In case you're not familiar, I am
that Hotep Jesus dude. That Hotep Jesus dude.
Welcome, everybody. Have a seat. Gather around, children. We got a story to tell. Some of you may recognize that face next to me. Some of you may not. And for those who are not familiar, that is Dr. Tanie Ricks, PhD, aka Tanie the Science Guy.
That's my name, don't wear it out.
You know what I'm saying?
We the real science guy. We trying to tell Bill not to hang it up this year.
If it's a year, it's time for him to hang it up. It's probably this year.
What's good, family? How y'all doing?
I don't like to waste time. I want to get right into it. Tonight's topic, we'll be talking about a wonderful vacation package that comes with blood clots. Real quick, shout out to the people on the islands dealing with I think it's Hurricane Ida or something.
I think it's like Fiona or something like that.
Fiona, is that what it is?
I think so. It's something with an IONA in it. I know I peeped that at least.
Yeah, I know I saw the I. Yeah, Hurricane Fiona, shout out to everybody, and blessings to all those families going through that, and individuals, etc., etc. Everybody watching the stream, please send out your prayers to those people. With that being said, we're going to hop right into this first article. This one says, more embalmers report bizarre blood clots amid COVID vacation campaign. They almost got me. So it says here, more embalmers report that they have seen the emergence of bizarre fibrous clots in a substantial portion of their cases since the rollout of the 19 vacation package. Like I said, this is a travel channel. We have wonderful travel packages for you here. Thank you for flying Hotep Airlines. In February, as WND reported, a funeral director in Alabama, Richard Hirschman, said he and more than a dozen colleagues in the industry have been noticing the clots. Now, Epoch Times, which has spoken to others who are observing the same phenomena, reports preliminary research suggests the clots are produced by spike proteins in the body. And some believe there could be a relationship between our wonderful 19 vacation package and, well, the 19 itself. That's I want to stop right there. That's one thing that flashed across my mind. I don't think this stuff is exclusive to the vacation. I think it's something in the Ninja Turtles too.
Yeah, and there's a lot that we're gonna have to like really go through, because the way that these vacation packages were formulated, that's the major part of the story that it's not really been told to everybody, and is everybody doesn't understand why these things are so rugged. But you have to understand therapeutics in general. Therapeutics, when they're made, they're made with other excipients. Excipients are basically things that allow it to travel through the body without being degraded before it's supposed to go where it's going.
Let me cut you off right there real fast, because you about to go ham. Ladies and gentlemen, go get your pens and your pencils. This will be live on YouTube, hopefully, in the near future. Backups will be on BitChute. But Tanie, outside of the vacation, I think that the infection itself may have some pulmonary issues or the sorts.
Oh yeah, no, it's like the actual bug is doing these things too. But the thing about the bug is whole. The bug is not one part. It's not just expressing spike. It's also expressing nucleocapsid. It's also expressing mpro. There are other things that the bug as a whole is expressing, where the vacation package is only expressing one thing, and it's telling multiple things in your body to express the same thing. Now, we've already talked about previous casts where the spike itself is pro-inflammatory. Like, we already know that. And there's also a ton of research that suggests that the spike is also prothrombogenic. So prothrombogenic, thrombosis, blood clot. So the spike itself induces blood clotting through hyperinflammation. So is the antigen itself, the spike protein, whatever is carrying that, will have these properties. It will continue to make these things happen. However, when you have a synthetic form that is only expressing the antigen, it is not expressing everything else. That is where the problem comes in, especially because the way that the artificial spike has been engineered is way more resistant to degradation. Well, not the spike itself, but the mRNA that produces the spike is way more resistant to degradation than regular mRNA is. So let's backtrack to like original thoughts on mRNA tech to begin with.
Okay.
So one of the reasons why mRNA tech wasn't passed was because the side effects were terrible. They're so bad. And one of the things that was highlighted was hyperinflammation, I think through the IL-1 pathway.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew that mRNA and free mRNA in the body causes inflammation. So the body has systems in order, and it has things in order to break this mRNA up so it doesn't produce more inflammation in your body. However, the formulations in the vacation packages, they change certain things inside of the mRNA code to make them more resistant to degradation. Now, the one molecule that has changed in the mRNA vacation packages that is not normally present in regular mRNA is a nucleoside called N1 methyl pseudouridine. N1 methyl pseudouridine.
Do I have the documentation on this?
No, this is on Wikipedia. Let me slide that to you right quick.
Send it to my DMs.
Yeah, so N1 methyl pseudouridine. Let me go ahead and slide it to you right quick. So one of the things that has been kind of touted as, the crowning development for mRNA tech to begin with is the incorporation of this nucleoside into mRNA. What happens is this increases the efficacy of the vacation package because it makes it more resistant to degradation. So there was a side-by-side test that was done with one mRNA formulation that did not have this nucleoside switched out and the vacation packages that are currently being offered. The non-modified mRNA had, I think it was like 48% efficacy, compared to 90+% efficacy for the known vacation packages that are out now. So that's over a half reduction in efficacy in that drug. So if you're increasing efficacy, you're also decreasing degradation. So if your body cannot degrade this message, if it is allowed to travel to other parts of your body that can read this message, these parts of your body are also going to start to express the spike protein as well, which is what people have been seeing, because the injection, when you're giving it, it doesn't stay at the injection site. That's already been proven. It spreads throughout your body. Like wherever they put it in and it's supposed to stay intramuscular, it doesn't stay intramuscular. It travels through other places throughout your body. So when that happens, you begin to express spike protein in other parts of your body.
Did you slap that to me?
I'm going to send it to you right now.
Okay. Yeah, turn that over. Get that up on the screen so the people can see that.
And I'm gonna send you the side by side.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's if you look on my tweet, you can follow along on Twitter as we go through these resources. I'll be posting them in the thread as sources, so you can follow along. You can have conversation right underneath my tweet. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat now, but we can have a conversation there live as well on Twitter, and maybe if you want a super chat, you'll do that. Let me copy link to tweet. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. But if you want to ask the doc questions, make sure you hit the super chat. It's pay to play over here, baby. About my coins. Okay, cool.
So yeah, so that's the side by side comparison. That's in that article is basically talking about how the introduction of N-methyl pseudouridine changed the mRNA formulation so that it remains rugged, it's less resistant to degradation, so that it can actually get to where it's supposed to go. The problem with that is that how do we know it's degrading after it makes this cell or whatever cell it is telling to make the spike protein? How do we know it goes away after that? You don't, because it's already been shown that it doesn't. Because I think the last thing I read was that active spike protein from the vacation packages lasts for like 4 to 6 months, which is also interesting because that's around the timeline that they tell you to, get another vacation package, get your little booster seat going on, right? So you're
wait, hold up. You got to run that last statement back.
So the last thing that I read about the mRNA vacation packages, the spike protein expresses itself in your body continuously from 4 to 6 months, which is around the same time that they recommend that you get a booster seat. So what happens is you're putting your body into a constant state of hyperinflammation. And it's well known in the literature that not just hyperinflammation, but inflammation and coagulation go hand in hand with each other. When you have extreme inflammation, it can also create extreme coagulation, which can create extreme inflammation, which goes back to coagulation. So they crosstalk with each other. When you have inflammatory events, you can also have coagulation events. So think about when like acute inflammation, like if you cut your arm. You cut your arm, the area swells up, then you get a blood clot afterwards. So that shows you that the inflammatory response is linked to the coagulation response. So what happens if you have massive hyperinflammation going on in your body, and that hyperinflammation is being caused by an antigen that is on the outside of your platelets? So what is happening is, and this is something that's been hypothesized for a minute, probably at least for a year. People think that the mRNA vacation can get into your platelets. And when that happens, remember the whole premise behind mRNA tech is to make your body express the spike versus getting the spike from the virus or from the COVID. So that's the whole premise of using mRNA, is so that you can get the antigen without getting the rest of the bug. But if you're making these spike proteins on the outside of your platelets, this is causing inflammation in your blood system and like your circulatory system. So when that happens, you start getting blood clots. Now, if that inflammation never goes away, your body continues to clot because your body thinks that there's still injury there. Inflammation is indicative of injury. So what ends up happening is you start recruiting these platelets. Then you start recruiting fibrin. Fibrin is like a protein and that's why I keep saying these are fibrous structures. Fibrin is a protein that comes in and it helps with coagulation. But what is happening with the mRNA vacation is, so typically fibrin will help block where the site of the blood, where if your blood is leaking out, it'll help block that. What is happening with the spike, it doesn't occlude the blood vessel. So that means it doesn't block the blood vessel. So what ends up happening is you get these long fibrous structures that start to form inside your circulatory system. That's what they're pulling out of these bodies. They're pulling out these long blood clots that are caused by this hyperinflammation that is coming from the vacation. Now, people will refute this and they'll say, oh, well, COVID does the same thing. Yeah, COVID does do this.
Wait, hold on. You said the Ninja Turtles do the same thing?
Yes, so because remember, the Ninja Turtles they also have the spike.
This is a wonderful vacation package we're putting together here. This is for a family of 4, ideally. Yes. We have wonderful destinations here at Hotep Nation Airlines. We could take you where you'd like to go. Would you like to go below? Would you like to go above?
So, hey, if you keep messing with these mRNA vacations, you're going to be below and talking about 6 feet below. But anyway, so with the bug, this also expresses the spike. So when that spike is around, you're going to have some kind of inflammation inside of the blood system. This is what they were talking about earlier when they were talking about the ground glass chest scans. And it was basically showing how the bug was destroying hemoglobin in people's bodies. So the bug is also a blood disorder. And people look at it as a blood disorder because it has some interesting things that happen in the blood because your platelets also express ACE2 cells. And ACE2 is the receptor that the spike adheres to. So anything that has ACE2 in your body, the spike can get into. When that happens, the spike can get into. So if you have something in your body that expresses that spike using the mRNA vacation, it can also get infected. So what ends up happening is you generate this constant inflammatory state, and you generate this constant inflammatory state inside the circulatory system. When that happens, that produces these massive blood clots. And what ends up happening is your body is trying to block whatever it is that is creating this inflammation. So it just constantly recruits fibrin. It constantly recruits it until you get these long fibrous structures that are they're just blood clots. They're huge blood clots. And at first, I think in the Epoch Times article, they're trying to say that there are no typical blood markers inside of the fibrous connective tissue. So that means that, this is coming from the vacation packages. Well, that's not 100% accurate because fibrin doesn't have typical blood elements in it. Fibrin ends up becoming a biopolymer. Fibrin is a protein. So you're not going to find the same molecules. You're not going to find the same molecular makeup inside of fibrin that you would find inside of a blood cell. So that's not 100% accurate to say that because there's no typical blood markers inside these blood clots, that it has to be from the vacation package. What tells me that it's from the vacation package is the amount of inflammation that is created by the vacation package. So when you have this massive inflammation and it's constant over months and months and months, you are telling your body to clot. You are telling your body to recruit this fibrin to this area, to these different areas. These connective tissues start forming, and fibrin is very, very hard to break down. Now, for my ladies out there, fibrin should sound a little familiar because uterine fibroids are made out of the same material, and they're also caused by the same inflammation. All of this stuff goes back to inflammation. It goes back to inflammation in the body. The inflammation crosstalk between coagulation and inflammation in the body is what is creating these clots. And the difference between the bug and the vacation is once you get the bug, it clears. You don't continue to produce spike protein. When you get the vacation, though, your body continues to produce it. So your body is trapped in this hyperinflammatory state that produces these massive blood clots. And they don't look like typical blood clots because they are fibrin dominant. They are continuing to recruit this fibrin into the blood clot, and it just gets longer and longer and longer and longer. And these biopolymers are made in such a way that they're hard to degrade. Think about if you had a blood clot, every time you had a blood clot, all it would take for somebody to blow on it and it would just open back up. That would be horrible, right? So blood clots are rugged on purpose. Exactly. So blood clots are rugged on purpose because they're trying to they're trying to keep your blood from getting out of your body. So when you have this rugged connective tissue and it just builds on top of itself, it starts to create clogs. That's what these clots are. That's what these biles. I know people have seen them on the internet. These long biles that look like
6
little
feet long.
Yes. All those are blood clots that are caused by inflammation. And that I'll post the article about the bidirectional crosstalk. It talks about the relationship between inflammation and coagulation. I'm going to put it in your DMs right now.
Brazil is nice this time of year. I'm thinking about going to Miami with some of these vacation packages we're putting together. Just so everybody knows, this stream is sponsored by Hotep Nation Airlines. We have Dr. Tanie Ricks as the pilot. He's going to be our utopian destination, Hotepistan. If you relax, grab a beverage. We'll be at our destination shortly. We have wonderful vacation packages over here.
So yeah, that's where we are with this, man. And people will try to refute this and say, "Oh, well, the incidence of this from the bug is worse than from the vacation." But you can't say that if after you get the bug and you clear it from your body doesn't make spike protein anymore. So you can't say that this is the bug that's making these super huge clots. It has to be something that is creating constant chronic hyperinflammation. The only thing that is doing that currently is the vacation package. So you can say, it might be something else. And again, until somebody actually 100% proves it, it is all speculation. But the evidence highly suggests that because we already know that the spike itself is pro-inflammatory, the spike itself is also pro-thrombotic. If you have something that's constantly producing the spike, you're going to have constant inflammation. You're going to have constant coagulation that's going on, which is creating these blood clots.
Lord have mercy. I remember a deposition with somebody they call the doctor, the godfather of the vacation package, Dr. Stanley Plotkin. He had a deposition, I believe, about 4 years ago. This is sometime before we got hit with the demic. Shout out to demic. And one of the questions they asked him, they said, what if a tourist has a bad allergic reaction to a bug? And his response after a few moments of silence was, that would not be good. That's what I know. And the information that you've just given me is very much filling in the blanks of knowledge, like this fibrin thing you're talking about, coagulation. It all makes sense. I think the best example you gave was in the very beginning when you said acute inflammation, such as being cut, and we all know the blood will clot. I want to go into this spike protein induces abnormal inflammatory blood clots neutralized by fibrin immunotherapy.
So this is the smoking gun. This is how you know that is the spike that is creating this inflammation, that's creating this inflammatory response, that's creating these blood clots. Because as soon as they started using monoclonal antibodies to deactivate fibrinogen is the precursor to fibrin. They start to engineer this monoclonal antibody that stops fibrinogen from becoming fibrin. And then they see that the inflammation and the clots go down. So that has to mean that fibrin is a key player in these blood clots forming, because if you're stopping fibrin production and you don't see the incidence of these blood clots anymore, that has to be a central theme that's in there. That has to be what? And there has to be that has to be the central theme. That has to be the thing that is causing these clots to form, is causing these long clots to form. So go ahead.
What's the antidote to the fibrin? What did you say that was again?
So they use monoclonal. Yeah, they use monoclonal antibodies. So they use MAP therapy.
Joe Rogan was using.
I don't know if I think he used ivermectin. I don't know if he did MAP therapy. Yeah. He might have done MAP therapy.
I think he did do monoclonals.
And see, monoclonals, they can be customized for a lot of different things. So they customize this one specifically for fibrinogen.
Okay.
So you can have mAb therapies for different things. It's like you don't have one mAb that just works for everything.
Right.
So you have this one monoclonal antibody that they use here. They were able to reduce this immune response. And so again, this also shows that then this is something that we've been saying from the jump. The vacation packages give you autoimmune disorders because they are making your body attack itself.
Yes.
That is where these blood clots are coming from. That is an autoimmune symptom.
Yeah.
Because if there was no inflammation, there would be no blood clots. And you're telling your body to make this pro-inflammatory molecule that your body then tries to remediate. That is the definition of autoimmunity.
What's causing the inflammation?
So the spike protein is what's causing the inflammation. So, and remember, the mRNA vacation package makes your cells express the spike protein on the outside. So they effectively turn your cells into the antigen.
Lupe, you ready to debate?
So it makes it.
Lupe Fiasco, are you ready to debate? Huh? My bad, yo. I had to talk my shit real quick.
No, you good. Man, I feel it. I feel it. So yeah, man, this is a preprint, so it's not been peer reviewed. So put that out there. But the evidence is very strong because you've already seen this before. And I want to point something else out too.
Okay.
This is not the only virus that does this. Guess what other virus does this?
Is it the House in Virginia?
Not that one. Okay. Not that one.
Is it Aunt Flu?
Aunt Flu. What? Aunt Flu does the same thing. But because the incidence of immune thrombocytopenia, immune thrombocytopenia, because that incidence in the flu is much lower than it is in the bug. It's about half. I think it's like 3.3% incidence with the flu, and then I think it's about 11% incidence with the bug. So it's about double in the bug, but the flu does the same thing. And this is what we've been saying the whole time. This is just a different variation of a respiratory virus that acts like the flu. We've literally been saying this the whole entire time. This is nothing but the flu and something that acts like the flu, especially when it comes down to the blood coagulation, because the flu has a protein, or influenza has a protein called hemagglutinin. Hemagglutinin makes your blood cells stick together. So you have two different respiratory viruses that are doing effectively the same thing. One does it a little bit better, and you wonder why flu cases just mysteriously disappeared within the past 2 years.
Lord have mercy. You can't find no information nowhere else on the internet but here.
Nobody's gonna go through the papers and like really pull everything together, because all the information is out there. You just gotta know what to look for. You gotta know what questions to ask, and you gotta know like what these things mean when you see them. And it's like, just like the paper I said about the crosstalk between coagulation and inflammation. Those are important pieces that you have to put together that these papers are not going to put together for you, because they have a singular focus. They either have a singular focus to prove that the vacation packages are good, or to prove that the upside of the vacation package is going to be better than just naturally getting the bug. So the agenda in the papers at large is really to just confirm that you should be taking the vacation package. But if you go back and look at old research and you look at the pieces, you look at parts of inflammation, parts of coagulation, then you start to bring the spike protein in. When you research these things individually, you can find all the parts that match with each other. And you can see why these certain things are happening. That's how I found this. That's how I found out what these blood clots are doing. Because I'm sitting there looking at it. I even text you. I was like, man, because at first when I text you and I said, I don't think these are blood clots. I think these are just long polymers that are being formed because of the formulations that they use. So I just kept digging a little bit more. And I was like, wait a minute. No, these are blood very atypical blood clots because we don't see blood clots like this very often. Most of the time you see a blood clot on the outside of your skin, you see like a hard scab or whatever. You don't see this long fibrous connective tissue. That happens inside of your body. Your body does not deposit fibrin on the outside. The majority of it is on the inside. So we don't ever really see blood clots like the one that they're pulling out. Now, so I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm just like, man, this looks like a biopolymer. Like this looks like some kind of aggregation that's coming from the formulation. But no, it's a blood clot. These are blood clots. And when you look at why these blood clots are forming, it's plain as day. It's coming from vacation package. People can debate what they want to, but there's no way that you can say that the bug is a higher risk, again, when after you clear the bug, you don't produce any spike protein. There's no point in you being infected by the bug where your body produces spike protein. The only time that happens is with the vacation package. So if the spike protein is what's creating all of this inflammation and you're constantly telling your body to make this spike protein, what do you think is going to happen? It's common sense. Like it's literally common sense, just connecting the dots. They can tell you what they want to on TV, but they can't deny all these papers that are in the literature that prove exactly what people are saying.
Do me a favor, run back through the part about the flu again. On flu, what you said? Why she abandoned us?
So you remember, I think it was back in like 2020 or 2021, they kept saying that the incidence of flu was the lowest it had ever been in years.
Yeah.
That's why, because you got two viruses that act the same. They present with the same exact symptoms. So how you gonna sit here and say?
How you gonna say which one is which? So we might as well just call it the new shit.
That when people calling it the Wu flu, there it is.
I just want to make sure that people soak this information up and understand. You know, two of these links I can't post on Twitter. Y'all know how they get. I think the best place for us to post this would be in our Discord. If you make a donation to hotepnation.com to our homeschooling program, you can join the Discord and I'll share these links there where it's safe. And you guys, you know, they'll kind of like be stored there, almost archived, I guess. Yeah, so I'll put the studies in our Discord for the people that want them. You know, people in Inner Circle, you know, you could just text me for them.
Now the last one I just sent you, I just seen it like 2 seconds ago. This is a case study on the girl that developed immune thrombocytopenia after she took one of the vacation packages.
Hold on. Okay. What encyclopedia? What that say?
Thrombocytopenia.
Thrombocytopenia.
Yep. Thrombocytopenia.
Thrombocytopenia. Associated with, oh Lord have mercy. Oh,
you can't say that name.
Oh Lord, get this off my screen. Oh my Lord, Jesus. Hey, make sure y'all go out there, get your booster seats. If you gotta call Gil Bates, call him. Make sure you send me one. We all want vacation packages around here. Lord have mercy. What that shit said?
So hey, it's right there. It's plain as day, right there. And they keep trying to say that this is rare. This is a rare side effect. This rarely ever happens. So how the hell is it rare? People keep popping up with it.
Get rare my ass. Damn. Is that's not the other one you sent me, is it?
No, I just picked that one
God
up about
damn.
30 minutes or so.
Like I said, people, join the Discord where it's safe. I got all the links right here. I got them all right here. I'm gonna post them in the Discord. You gotta make a donation. You make a donation to Hotep Nation, be as low as $1, I think, or something like that, and I'll give you access to the Discord. We'll have them all in there. Lord, man, oh my God. Okay, let me find the last document you sent me, because I think we went through 2 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one we going? We did Clark County. Okay, this BMJ one, right? Oh my Lord. This one says, let me just get this on the screen proper. 19 vacation package. Oh, this is just a 19. Ninja Turtle 19. European countries suspend use of God damn. After reports of, and so then it says here, thrombotic events. There go that word again, thrombo.
So whenever you see thrombotic, this blood clot. It's clotting. It has to do with clotting and coagulation.
And they got the spike. And this, you said this, Lord have mercy. And this is, so what's in this study?
So this study was somebody received a vacation package, and then they ended up developing the immune thrombocytopenia that we're just talking about earlier.
This is a study on one individual.
Correct. This is just one case that I think the lady was like 20 years old.
Oh wow.
So this is showing that, again, this is an immune response, which means that this becomes an autoimmune disorder. Like this, you're inducing autoimmunity in your body that is creating these massive blood clots.
Hold on. Trying to find that here. I'm sure it says, okay, I see antibodies. Where's the mention of autoimmune?
So it's not going to directly tell you autoimmune. Okay. But immune thrombocytopenia means that you're having an immune response that is making that's making these blood clots. So there's something inside of your body that's generating this immune response.
Oh, right here it says is an autoimmune condition. I know I've seen it. Right there. Okay, so ITP is an autoimmune condition characterized by low platelet counts manifested by spontaneous, what's that say, purpura?
Yeah, purpurea. I think that's what. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Petechia, hematosis. What? And fatal subarachnoid, intracerebral, and other internal bleeding. ITP secondary 19 have been reported in many, and coagulopathy. Wow. Now major computer. High mortality associated with the 19. Lord have mercy.
So I didn't think they were gonna come out and say it was autoimmune, but I mean, because I kind of pieced together.
No, it say it right there.
But yeah, but no, it's in there. It's in there. It says it's autoimmune disorder.
Yeah, they mentioned. I thought I seen it the first time I had skimmed this. I think my eye caught it. Yeah, they say it, second paragraph. Yep. Lord.
But see, we've been saying this from the jump, and this is actually in a Nature review. There's a Nature review that's out there about mRNA vaccines and how they've been developed and how they've developed across this timeline. And one of the first things they talked about was autoimmunity, and they talked about autoimmunity through IL-1 pathway. And I even talked about this on Twitter. I talked about this on Twitter like a year and a half ago. I said that these things are going to create this autoimmune disorder. Like you're literally giving yourself an autoimmune disorder by going on vacation.
And when we look at our autistic kids. Remember they say, "Oh, don't mention autism when we talk about autism." Don't mention. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Yeah. This again deals with inflammatory and autoimmune. You'll see it. You'll see it right here. Let's see it right here. 2015 review proposed immune, gastrointestinal inflammation, malfunction, and autonomic nervous system.
It's been long hypothesized that autism is autoimmune.
Yeah, autoimmune antibodies. You're gonna see it all through. This is right from what's the name? This is right from Wiki. You know what I mean? You just gotta be able to read. I know everybody can't read and shit. But it's right there, and we've been seeing a spike in the autistic cases, but our vacation packages are amazing, y'all.
They take you exactly where you want to go. They include 6 feet under.
In Hotepistan, we have some of the nicest high rise you will see. We're talking about architects from the Mediterranean area, the tropics of Asia. We have wonderful, wonderful architects that have built our utopian society that is very much anti-communist and very much traditional capitalism. There are different types of capitalism. You guys didn't know. There's modern capitalism and there's traditional capitalism. Hotepistan is a utopian, traditional capitalist state. And we can't wait for you to ride Hotep Airlines. This has been a wonderful stream about vacations this episode. There's just so many places you could be, but Hotepistan being that place that everybody can go and feel safe. When we have the best doctors, we got Dr. Tanie Ricks here, PhD. You know what I'm saying? I just had to, zig when they zag.
No, we appreciate that.
Should we get into super chats now?
Yeah, man, let's get into it.
We done gave them too much.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's not really much more to say. Like, all the information is there.
Like, you can't even buy this type of information.
Oh, actually, you can on my new email list.
Oh, hold up.
I told you about the email list.
You did. Plug. You can buy this information. I take that back. You can buy this information. Tell them where they buy it.
You just check the link in my bio, Heist of Sciencey. That is my new scientific newsletter where I kind of break down a lot of this stuff. The first issue was about antibiotic resistance. Next issue is going to be about microplastics, and I think I'm going to take a little segue into long COVID or the long bug. I think I'm going to take a little segue into that in the next issue, because there's a lot of people I see that are kind of like still struggling with it and dealing with it. So I want to put some stuff out there that's going to put some resources together that can kind of help people. So I think that's going to be the third issue. But yeah, second issue is going to be on microplastics and just how bad and how ubiquitous microplastics are in the environment and how it's really destroying our planet. So yeah, the newsletter is monthly. I break down the information for you. Have video chats in there, just really just going through the information, which you really teaching you how to get into the science and really teaching you how to use it in a practical way. So yeah, check the link in my bio for Heist of Sciencey.
And give me the link. Post the link. Send a link to my DM so I could put it in the chat, and then so I could put it in the description of the video. Markel 999, thank you. He said peace, guys. Peace, God.
Hotep. Peace.
Boris Kofifevich said, hold on. Related but timely off topic. Dr. Ricks, do you know if the Aunt Flu's vacation has been changed to use Myrna, or is it still more of the conventional type of vacation?
As far as I know, it's still the conventional type of vacation, and some of the same side effects that come from the current vacations. You sometimes see them in the flu in the Aunt Flu vacations too. So it's not the same formulation, but because these things act very similar and they do have some blood properties that kind of mess with your circulatory system, you're going to get a lot of the same kind of effects with both of these things. So, but as far as I know, I don't think that they're using any kind of mRNA tech with just the regular flu vacations. That could definitely change in the future, but as far as I know right now, I haven't seen anything that says that.
Kenny Hotep said, Hotep, salute to Dr. Rick spitting them facts. Yes, sir.
Kenny, appreciate you, fam.
Paul Mall, what's causing the crazy seizures?
The seizures, I'm not sure, but like anytime you have any kind of restricted blood flow, you can have the possibility of a seizure. So, I mean, there's that seizures are often a symptom that is leading you to a root cause. So again, all of this stuff is going back to inflammation, how that inflammation manifests itself.
But the seizures sound like neurological issues.
Right. It is neurological, but all those things have to do with flow, getting nutrients into the system. So, I mean, anytime you have any kind of blockage inside your body like that, these things manifest as different things. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, that sometimes these things don't manifest the same way in other people, because other people have stronger parts of their body than other people do. So these things attack where you're weak first. They don't attack where you're strong first. It doesn't make sense to do that. So when you see certain things manifest, that is indicative of weakness in that system or in that structure, that it is attacked first. So that's why everybody that gets these don't always get seizures. And that's also why everybody that gets these vacations don't always get blood clots either. So these things manifest themselves according to your biological weakness.
Chad Lemoyne, he said, so Shredder wanted to fight the Ninja Turtles, so he hired Baxter Stockman to make Fujitoid and some other robot ninjas, and the robot ninjas attacking everybody. Got it. Enjoy your vacation.
That's name. That's about to start in a minute.
The thunder sound. He said, don't people remember the vacation application is how I Am Legend started? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We got one. We got it. We got a 10 for Koofy. We got a 10 for Koofy in the chat.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Uh-oh. Jason Rose, he said, Tanie always said people don't know how to read. Facts.
Hey man, I'm just a vessel spreading the message, man. It's right there.
Chad Lamore, he said, for victims, can Dr. Ricks offer a solution?
Yeah. So remember I said at the beginning of the cast that these things are more or less fibroids. Like they act and they have the same kind of connective material that a fibroid would. So the same way you would evacuate a fibroid from your body would probably be the same way that you evacuate these blood clots from your body. Again, that is not medical advice. That's pure conjecture. And this is only used for entertainment purposes. Whatever you decide to do outside of that is on you. But if I were looking at this, I would look at how people traditionally get rid of fibroids. There's a lot of herbal therapies out there for fibroids. There's a lot of I don't know if there's some women in the chat that have dealt with that and have successfully gotten rid of it. But if you successfully got rid of fibroids through any kind of herbal method, I would highly suggest linking up with somebody like that. I'm actually going to put some new protocols inside of my COVID document or the bug document so that we can have some kind of remediation for the people that might be suffering from these clots and might not know it. So we're gonna have that in there pretty soon. We'll have that update ready probably by this weekend.
Fearless adventurer. My healthy 30-year-old sis took the vacation package and had 2 blood clots 2 weeks later. Wow, one in her brain and one in her heart. She's lucky to be alive. Wow. Oh man, that's brutal. Shout out to your sis, man. Blessings. Prayers up for her, man. Just a chick said, isn't inflammation the gateway to most health issues?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Oxidation, right? That oxidation could also cause inflammation.
Yeah, so your body creates. So we get our energy from oxygen. We use respiration. So we use aerobic respiration. So we use oxygen as a fuel source. So when that happens, when your body breaks oxygen down, you can create these things called radical oxygen species. And so you have a system in your body, the sulfur thiol redox system. And essentially what it does, it scavenges free electrons. And so when you have these radical oxygen species, they have free electrons on. That's what a free radical is. It's a free electron. So that system in your body that's composed mostly of your sulfur aminos and glutathione, these are the things that will scavenge the free electrons in your body or the free radical species in your body. However, when that system is out of balance, then you start to see more oxidative stress, which can create inflammation, which creates oxidative stress, which creates inflammation. All these things cross off with each other.
Yeah, that's why sometimes, when you take those herbal supplements, they have like antioxidants, right?
Right. The antioxidants are things that absorb free radicals. So you see a lot of polyphenols, like dark colored fruits and dark colored vegetables, those things typically, and teas, dark colored teas, they typically have these polyphenols in them and these antioxidants in them that can scavenge these free electrons that help your body reduce the oxidative stress.
Me and Tanie got some shit cooking.
Yes, sir.
I just want y'all to know we got something hot coming. I put together an awesome team for a new project, and Tanie is a vital part of it. I can't wait to give you guys a new announcement. You guys are gonna love this. This is gonna do so much for people's lives. Maximo Fine said, Hotep's been told you. Let him know, sir. Hotep. Project Rooks. Dr. Ricks, Uncle Hotep, love the valuable info. Yo, we appreciate you, man. I try not to just do stuff for clicks. I try to, when I come out here, you know what it is, man? Why I can't do stuff for clicks? Because I can't be me, right? Like,
right.
Yeah, like I don't want to come up here like, hey, look, y'all, such and such broke up today. I'm not gonna be interested in it,
Right. That
right?
shit
So
don't matter. Like none of that shit matters, man. That's also why, like, I don't just talk to anybody. Like I fuck with you. I talked to a couple other people that you sent my way. Rook.
Rook is amazing.
I don't really deal with too many people outside of that. Because like I just don't know. Like what people got going on. Like I don't know you like that. So like yeah, you can ask me to come on your show, or whatever. But like, how do I know you? Like what? I don't know what kind of intentions you have for me. You know what I'm saying? I know Hotep is on the up. Hotep is really out here trying to like give information to the people, get people, where they need to be. So, love for that. And that's, anytime you ask me to come on, I'm always down to come on. But it's because I know like we got that rapport, we got that, we on the same level. We're about the same thing, we're trying to get the same things accomplished. So, I've had numerous interview requests, and I'm just like, bro, I don't know you, dog. Like, I don't know you. You just randomly popped up in my mentions one day, bro. Like, I don't know you like that. So,
yeah, you got to be careful, man. We don't want you to be one of them disappearing. You know what I mean?
Right. I got a little bit too much work I got to do out here, man. Like, I gotta keep it on the man. I fuck with my people, but outside of that, if you want the information, if you want the real facts, you got to come to Hotel for it.
Word, big facts, man. You got to come to Hotep Nation. Hold on, let me look at something here. So, like I said, the links to this information will be delivered to the Hotep Discord. I'll be working on that as soon as I log off here. So if you guys want the links to the studies and the stories that we talked about, they will be in the Discord. In order to get in the Discord, you have to make a donation to Hotep Nation, which is our homeschooling program. At this point, as of today, 100% of the money that's gone into that is going into actual homeschooling programs. So you already have one homeschooling program. This is a tech program that basically when we reached out to them, we had them say, hey, reach out to some of the people who can't afford your program, and we'll sponsor them to put their kids in this program. They had some people in their minds already, so we got those people in the program. We got some great stuff coming soon, some updates, some video, show you guys the kids programming robots and all types of fun stuff. And we have another program coming down the line. I would love to support X for Boys. I just want to make sure when we go to them, we have a bigger bag because they have a bigger mission that they're doing. But I would love to work with X for Boys if you guys are familiar with King Randall. But if you don't know anything about Hotep Nation is in a homeschooling realm. And basically we support the homeschooling community. A lot of people ask us, hey, do you have a curriculum? Can you help us get into homeschooling? No, we can't do that. That's not what we do. The only thing we do is nurture the existing homeschooling community. We feel as though if that is getting the nourishment it needs, it'll be a lot cooler than sending your kids to public school. People, right now there's a stigma like, oh my God, your kid's homeschooled. We want to turn into, oh my God, your kid's public schooled. So yeah, we're gonna jazz it up and do it right with Hotep Nation. So we appreciate everybody that supports. Chad Lemoyne said, yeah, he sounds like he knows a little bit, but does Dr. Ricks know what the mitochondria is? Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend named Lupe.
Hey, y'all, that man ass, dog. Y'all ain't lit up.
Lupe, where you at, son? Huh? Where you at? Nah, you gotta come back on the channel. Man. We need round 2, man. I listened to the last album, shit dope though. All right, man, we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate you for coming through. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in the process. Hold on. Right now, I'm gonna throw the link to his program. Okay, right here in the chat. Hold on. Let's put that in the chat so you guys can get information directly from the doc. And then we're gonna put it in the description box right now. It's gonna say Dr. Tanie Science subscription. And we're gonna put the link right there, and that's in there. So for our people watching the replay, it's right there. And ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you for tuning in. Be safe. Remember, Hotep's been told you. We've been told you. We brought Dr. Tanie Ricks on several times, and Dr. Tanie Ricks been told you.
Ain't been wrong yet.
Ain't been wrong yet. He said they was gonna have false positives before they told y'all about the false positives. You know where the information's coming from first. I want you to pat yourself on the back. I want you to congratulate yourselves for being an early adopter on the fastest growing movement, the most impactful movement on the planet, coming to a neighborhood near you, Hotep Nation. Remember who told you first. But pat yourself on the back for being an early adopter, because there's a lot of people that's going to be late to the bandwagon. They're going to be late to the bandwagon. We're going to be driving around in flying cars, and they just going to be, oh, y'all know about the Hoteps? Hey, we knew about them before the flying cars. 2022. Y'all OG supporters, we appreciate y'all. Hotep and Bill.